Hi everyone, in this video we will see how to make a scatter plot and then the line of best fit on it. So first thing we need to do is enter our data into our calculator, and we are using TI84 plus here, but the steps are pretty much same or similar in 83 plus or even 84. So let's take a quick look at the data set we are using. We're using this example which has the independent variable x with its data values and the dependent variable with the corresponding data values. So first thing, we want to get those into our calculator. For that, you would go to Stat, Edit, and type in the values. So you pretty much find an empty list, type a value, and hit Enter each time to enter the values. Let's say you don't have an empty list. Go up, scroll up to the name of the list, hit Clear, Enter. That will clean out a list for you. So I already have the values typed in. L1 has X values and L2 has the Y values for that data set. So to make a scatter plot, we need Scatterplot up here. So to access that, you would hit second, Y equals, and select a plot. Hit Enter and make sure on is highlighted. Come down to type. The very first option is Scatterplot. So if it wasn't highlighted already, you would hit Enter on that. Come down to enter the name of the list where your data is. So our X data values were in L1 and the Y values were in L2. So these are correctly populated. Let's say you didn't have the correct list names. So how do you change the list name? So the list names are given above the numbers on your calculator. And to access them, you would hit second. Let's say if our data value was in L3, so second 3 will give me the L3 in there. Right, so let's go back and type back in L2. So second 2. Enter will populate it with L2, and then hit graph and you'll get your scatter plot. So how do you get the line of best fit? For that, you would go to Stat, Tests, and it's option F. So it's easier to go from bottom up. So scroll up and it's option F, LinRegTTest, as in linear regression t-test. Hit Enter on that. And let's correct the list name here. Our X values, which go in X list, were in L1. So second 1 is what we need. And L2 is correct. So frequency is at 1 because we are entering one data value at a time. So leave it at that. And this option, leave it as not equal to. These are beta and row parameters which are used for testing, so we don't need those. RegEQ as in regression equation, and that's what we need. We do need that equation to graph it. So to get the equation here, highlight the RegEQ and then hit vars for variables, and we need Y variable as in the Y equals equation. So select Y vars, option 1, it's a function. So hit 1, Enter, and select option 1, y1 equals, as in, the first equation, and it's populated with y1. And what that does is when you come down to calculate and hit Enter on that, your equation gets stored into the calculator. And then when you hit graph, it will automatically graph it for you. Okay, so that's one way of doing it. Alternatively, if this is too many steps for you, what else you could do is, another option is you go back to tests. Let's go back to LinRegTTest. And another way is, so all this is still correct. So when you come down to calculate, and you don't have to do this step, basically. So we can actually even clear it out. Let's clear it. Come down to calculate, and when you hit Enter, here's your equation format, y equals a plus bx. All you have to do is populate the parameters a and b, the values from this screen here. So here's my a, 0.765, go down to B, 2.97, and write your equation in this form with these values for A and B. And to graph it, then you go to y equal and type it in here. So see, when we did the automatic way with the y vars, it typed in for us, and which is of course more accurate. There's no rounding here. So I'm going to type over it. So actually, let's clear it out. And so you wrote down the A, which was 0.765, plus the B, which was 2.97. Of course, it's rounded. You need the X here. So here's your X, letter X here, variable X. And now when you hit graph, it will do the same thing. The only difference is this time you had to type in the y equation. The other way, the calculator typed it for you. Either way, you get the graph of the scatter plot with the line of best fit on it. And that's how you do it on TI84 Plus.